You all know MrBeast as the biggest content creator on YouTube, but I bet you didn't know he just recently became the biggest content creator on X, formerly known as Twitter. When are we going to stop saying that? And I know what you're thinking. X, YouTube, two completely different platforms. YouTube is focused on video content, while X is focused on word content with the occasional videos here and there, but all of that is changing. So Elon Musk, the billionaire owner of X, wants the website to be a more competitive social media / content platform. So he recently unveiled this revenue sharing program that essentially allows people who have a premium subscription to the X platform to be able to earn money on the posts and content that they post to their profiles on the website. I'd say that sounds like a pretty good deal. Instagram take notes. And so to test this out, MrBeast posted his first full-length video on X, and it generated 5 million impressions, and that totaled up to over $260,000 in revenue. Sounds about right. This is where it all started. So MrBeast posted a tweet on X announcing to all of his followers on that platform that he had just released a new video on YouTube. And then someone replied to that post asking MrBeast to essentially post the video on X. And then Elon Musk, the owner of X, left a reply on that reply saying, yeah, as if to agree with that idea. And then MrBeast responded, claiming that he spends millions on his videos and that 1 billion views on X would not see a return of a fraction of that cost, I guess, compared to whatever ad revenue he's making on YouTube. But he did say that he was willing to test out posting a video on X to see how the monetization would work once it's really cranking. But at that point, the revenue sharing program on X had already been running for a while. So this little interaction between MrBeast and Elon Musk on X caught a lot of people's attention. A lot of people were talking about what had happened with this. And for the most part, people were actually just clowning on Elon Musk because he essentially kind of made an advance towards MrBeast and he got shut down. Like this guy. Telling the wealthiest man in the world on his own platform that he can't afford you is extremely hilarious. It wasn't all like that though. There were some more productive and constructive responses like this one. The most succinct and polite way for MrBeast to tell Elon Musk to show me the money. In my opinion, the best way to understand this whole situation, to really make sense of it, we have to think about what is MrBeast's priorities and what are Elon Musk's priorities. So let's start with MrBeast. His priorities are to make the best quality content possible, the best videos possible, and also to reach as many people as possible as well, but also to be able to generate a return on these videos that he's making because they are incredibly expensive to produce. And then Elon Musk, on the other hand, his priorities are to make as much money as possible because, let's be honest, X as a platform, as a company, they're not doing too well. It's not too hot. There's a lot of bad stigma that is surrounding the X platform. There's a lot of people that are looking down on the business as a whole, including advertisers. So to have a creator like MrBeast come over to X and not even primarily produce content there or release content there, but even just to put videos or content onto X, that's a really big deal. And imagine how many other people could be influenced by MrBeast to also produce or to post content on X, at least in a greater capacity than they do at this current time. Because most people, most creators on YouTube, they post consistently on YouTube and that's their primary place to post content. But if creators on YouTube now also additionally post content on X, well, that's great for X. That works well for X too. So in that sense, Elon Musk could derive a lot of benefit. But the question is, can MrBeast, can other creators derive benefit from additionally posting on X? Because the question is, does that take away from the viewership on YouTube? Or alternatively, could that just be an additional source of revenue, considering the fact that X is a completely separate platform from YouTube? Maybe it's an opportunity, maybe it's not. But ultimately, the only way to figure that out is to test it out. And I guess that's what happened next. This probably didn't come as a surprise to anybody, but about 2 weeks later, MrBeast posted his first full-length video on X. This was a repost of a video he had already uploaded on YouTube, and according to him, this was supposed to be a test to see how much ad revenue the video would generate, and he claimed he would share the results of this test publicly at a later date. Interestingly enough, Elon Musk also reposted this video post from MrBeast, somewhat suggesting that this post was coordinated to some degree, potentially. So we know what the results of this video post on X experiment from MrBeast was. He generated 5 million impressions and over $260,000 in revenue. But what was even more interesting than that were the reactions to the figures that MrBeast posted as his results. There was a whole bunch of speculation and conspiracy theories that followed. But also, MrBeast has a lot of loyal supporters, a lot of dedicated fans, because he makes great content that massive amounts of people genuinely appreciate. So underneath this post from MrBeast, there was a lot of replies from his fans that were incredibly supportive. But, and this is a big but, I am a skeptical person. I'm the kind of person that I can't just take things on face value. I can't just willingly accept an idea that you try and sell me on face value without committing any kind of due diligence. If something seems 99% authentic, I'm still going to look for that 1% just to make sure that everything is genuine and real and true. And I was really surprised to find that there were also people that seemed to share in my skepticism when MrBeast released these figures. There were people that looked at this and said, this doesn't seem consistent with what general figures should be as the result of posting a video on X. And even MrBeast himself is skeptical of these results as well. And he even included that in the post. He said that it seems like a bit of a facade. And when I think about this, when you look at X as a platform, yes, they have video, but they don't necessarily have videos that are that prevalent throughout the platform. They're not YouTube. They don't have an organic dissemination algorithm that works for videos and promotes content creators so evenly, or in a way that essentially a video can naturally just become incredibly popular. But I try to think of an example or other examples of videos that have done really well on Twitter. And one example that came to mind was Tucker Carlson. And the funny thing is, he had a exclusivity content deal where he was releasing his content primarily on Twitter and nowhere else. And the very first video that he released as part of this contract with X was this interview with Andrew Tate at the time. I think it got like something like 100 million views, and people were trying to claim that this was the #1 viewed TV interview of all time or something like that. But that video was incredibly popular, but it was because we all knew that X as a platform was specifically pushing this video to everyone in a way that would not be consistent with other videos that are being posted on the platform. That was a special thing. And so it's one of those things to where people can't look at this video being posted by MrBeast and think that they would also have the ability to achieve the same results by posting their best quality content on X. It's just not the same thing. Real quick, I wanted to share an opinion with you that is not my own. Funnily enough, when all of this started to pop off on X, MrBeast was trending with hundreds of thousands of mentions because of the results and the revenue and the impressions that he posted. And these guys were at the very top of the list with this podcast clip where they kind of talked about their opinion on what was going on in this situation. So check this out.
Do you think X has any chance of dethroning YouTube for video?
No.
MrBeast just posted his first video on X. He's going to publicly share his ad revenue. Do you think that, Elon is juicing up that video with as many ads as possible to try to incentivize people to keep posting?
He will lie.
Really?
100%.
MrBeast will lie.
No. Elon will.
Elon will lie.
They will funnel extra revenue on that on purpose. Because think about it. It's the best advertisement they could ever get.
Yeah.
First of all, that video was not an exclusive to Twitter or X. It was a repost.
Yes.
But not only that, I mean, I love Elon for the innovations he does, but he knows how to play the game. If MrBeast comes out and goes, oh my gosh, I made X dollars on YouTube, I made twice as much on X. Come on, man. It's literally the best free advertisement for Elon right there. So yeah, those numbers are, if I could bet money on it, I would bet money those numbers are going to be rigged.
We all have our own personal interests that are suited to accomplish our own specific goals. I have my own interests. You have your own interests. MrBeast has his own interests. Elon Musk has his own interests. And so when you think about things in that specific way, I think it sheds light. I think it provides context for why everyone has done what they have done or might do what they might do. So in this situation, personally, I think that MrBeast genuinely just wants to make good content and get that out to as many people as possible. And the best place for him to do that is on YouTube, and that's working for him. And another thing that we have to take into consideration as well is that don't trip, okay? Don't get it twisted. MrBeast is doing very well on YouTube, and that is the result of the fact that he's posting great content and he has a massive community. But YouTube as a company, as an organization, is also working really, really hard to spread MrBeast's content throughout the YouTube platform. And his popularity on the platform is in part due to the fact that YouTube is pushing him incredibly hard because they know that his content works, because they know that people will watch his content. And what Elon Musk has the ability to offer to MrBeast through the X platform is essentially the same thing as YouTube. And so MrBeast basically is being courted by Elon Musk to repost his old videos or additionally post his content onto X. And Elon Musk will essentially do the same thing that YouTube is likely already doing for MrBeast. I don't think that MrBeast is going to consistently additionally post on X. I think that this test was an interesting experiment that shed a lot of light on what X has the ability to do for a creator or creators, but that doesn't even necessarily represent the truth of what X can or will do for creators in general, only maybe special creators. But I think it's really interesting just to be able to see what is possible at that level when you get to that level as a creator. The amount of power that you have to be able to get platforms to court you and essentially bend the rules to benefit your interest and their interests at the same time. I don't know why this seems so crazy to say, but realistically, with the snap of a finger or the shake of a hand, MrBeast could easily become the biggest creator on X, just like that. And that decision is entirely within his hands. Who knows? They might even be working on that deal right now, and he just has the power to be able to just be that person on two platforms. And that's the bigger picture.